Well, here we go. You're on the John Fredericks Media Network, the John Fredericks Radio apps. I am your Godzilla of the truth in America. It's great to have you with us on this snowy, cold February 3rd. Let's rock and roll, baby. Well, there's a lot of panicans out there, a lot of hand wringers saying, oh my God, it's going to be the end of the world. We're going to get wiped out in the midterm. Certainly appears that way right now as this Texas loss is kind of interesting. It's a 31-point swing their way. Well, we don't turn out for special elections, and we don't like to do early voting, and we don't like this, and we don't like that, and we don't like something. So we just stay home, and we let the communists take over in these special elections. Now, got some other things going on with the special elections. We refuse to vote early. We refuse to do mail-in ballots. And so the Democrats run up massive numbers in early voting, and they snatch another victory from a Trump district. Now, I don't know much about this district. I do know Lee Wambas, always been very nice to me, Patriot Mobile executive, very smart, very good-looking lady, very articulate, but I really didn't follow the campaign. But not good. However, let me give you the good news, right? Because you tuned me in for cheer and love. You tuned me in for clarity and the truth and boldness. So let me tell you the reality of the situation. If I were the Democrats, I would be a little cautious about some of my chortling. Because, see, it is February 3rd. February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. You got 9 months like having a baby. Of course, men can't have babies according to science. Science, you say. Democrats think men can have a baby. So I don't know how that happens, but whatever. Not going to argue with them. But what I am going to argue with is 9 months in politics is a proverbial lifetime. You don't know what's going to happen between now and then. The economy is going to boom. People are going to get massive refunds. Jobs are coming back. Wages are going up. Inflation is stabilized. Interest rates are coming down when we get our new Fed chair. Things are going to be booming. And people will simply forget about the Minnesota catastrophe. But the fraud will still be there. See, the fraud is not going away. So we got a lot to talk about today. That's why I'm a little fired up. Going to the White House today. I'm in the press revolving pool right now. Both events in the with the president are closed press, but that won't stay for long. He will open one or both of them up. The president loves to get the press in there and take questions. We've got the what is it, Tyler, the head of Columbia coming, so we'll get that. We've also got other stuff. Now, during an extended monologue with podcaster Dan Bongino, former deputy FBI, now back to his podcast life, President Trump called for Republican officials to take over the voting in 15 states. Now, if I get to the Oval Office today and get to ask a question, which if I'm there, I'll get to ask one because he always calls on me because why not? Why would you call on me? He always calls on me. I like the first one he calls on. It's like, hey, John, yeah, what's up? So, he's going to call on me because he knows he's going to get like an intelligent question, not one of these gotcha from the bar scene at Star Wars in there, the libtard press. We'll talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about the fake newsers in a minute because they're going crazy. It's fun to watch. I'm actually enjoying this. I'm having a fun week. Got a big event coming up Thursday. Got fun things happening. You go to my website, makedcgreat.com, and Johnny McGuire is going to be there. But President Trump called for officials to take over voting procedures in 15 states without naming the states. Well, the first question I'm going to ask him is, what are the 15 states and like when do we start? How about today? Why wait? Why put off a good thing? And of course, you know what is amazing is watching the meltdown of Fulton County officials in Georgia, in Atlanta, over seizing these 2020 ballots. If the ballots were honest and there was no fraud and they came from an envelope and they're not on all the same paper and they were folded and there's not the same squiggly mark and all 30,000 of them didn't vote the same and there's 30,000 accompanying ballot envelopes to match, then you're good. But unfortunately, none of that is reality. So they're nervous because they stole an election by printing ballots, allegedly, haven't been proven yet, but it will, I believe, allegedly, so I don't get in trouble with the FCC. Brendan Carr's going to be on my show at 9:30 today, chairman of the FCC. So let's not do anything. Allegedly, allegedly they stole the election. Even worse, we talked about this with Susie Voiles yesterday. Even worse is that if those ballots are indeed fake and they also voted for John Ossoff over David Perdue, all the same, Biden, Ossoff, well, guess what? There would have been no runoff, which means that David Perdue would have gotten reelected senator of the United States, which means the Republicans would have controlled the Senate and not the Democrats, which would have changed the balance of power in the United States of America. See, this is the problem. Wouldn't have affected Biden's presidency because the electoral votes in Georgia flipping to Trump wouldn't have been enough for him to win when you hit up Pennsylvania, Arizona, etc. So it wouldn't have been enough, but it didn't matter. What really matters is the balance of power shifting in the country because they stole an election. This is why panic has set in. So, President Trump wants to, he said he's demanding that numerous states, including Somalia, coined by Tyler. I love that, Tyler, especially when you say it in the morning. No, let's go to Oxon, Somalia. That is hilarious. So Somalia, he wants them to turn over their full voter rolls as the Trump administration tries to build a national voter file. It's a pretty good idea, right? Let's get a national voter file where there's no fraud. Now, in March of last year, President Trump signed an executive order that tried to make significant changes to the electoral process, including, oh my God, get this, requiring documentary proof of citizenship. Oh my God. And demanding that all mail ballots be received by the time the polls close on Election Day. But that effort has been rebuffed. Now, you could pass it, but that would mean the Republicans would have to grow a pair and get rid of the filibuster, which they're too scared to do, even though the Democrats will do it on hour one, not day one, hour one. 1 hour. Over and under on an hour, it's bet the under, maybe 50 minutes, gone. Like that, poof. But, Republicans can't do it because, well, tradition. Lindsey Graham, whatever. Okay, so I went the other day. I told you the story, right? Ann and I went. We got new cell phones. New, was it i17 or whatever the new one came out. Traded our old ones. We got the trade-in value. It was a good deal. But as soon as we got there, what is the first thing they asked for? Before they could sell us the phone or transfer the numbers or transfer data, what is the first thing they ask for? Oh, you guessed it. Can I please see your driver's license? Do you have some ID on you, ma'am and sir? I can't get a phone, but I can sure vote, baby. Now in Washington, D.C., land of milk and honey, I'm really fascinated by running for chairman. Tyler, this is fun. First of all, it's a low profile thing. It's Ward 2 chairman. But what I love about it is I'm forcing myself to do all the paperwork. I don't like paperwork. You all know that. I haven't written a check in 35 years. I don't even know, do we still have checks? Apparently we do, because I had to go and maybe go open up the bank account, which I've not done in 35 years, and get all kinds of numbers, which I haven't done I don't go remember the last time I even saw a check. I don't know. I was like in my 40s. I was in my 30s when I got engaged to her. She took the money over. I mean, I can't bounce a checkbook. So forget that. But now I'm going through all the paperwork so that I can understand how it works in D.C. Now, a couple things in D.C. that's really hilarious. Number one, ballots can be counted up to 10 days after after election day. So basically, you're counting ballots in like Christmas, 10 days. Okay, that's number one. Number two, they have ranked choice voting in both the primary and the general, and they've overcomplicated it. I mean, ranked choice voting is 1, 2, 3, right? But they're doing it up to 5, and you got to mark the ballot. And what happens if you don't mark this ballot, but you do 1, 3, and 4? But what if there's only 3 candidates? You put 2 at number 3. I mean, it's a confusing system. I like it in a primary, not in a general, but that's what they have. So that's kind of fun. Go to my website, makedcgreat.com. Too much fun for one man to have. So anyway, you can't vote here you can vote. See, in DC, you don't need anything to vote. You don't need anything. No license. You don't need anything. You don't need the proof of ID. Nothing. You just go in and sign your name and vote. The people that work at the Iranian embassy, like Iranians that like say death to America, they chant that in the Iranian embassy. They come and vote in DC. It's the craziest thing. But you got to laugh at it. See, if you get mad, what are you going to do, right? Someday I'll change the system before I die. If we can hold the House, I'm going to get rid of home rule out and get rid of federal taxes. It's all coming, right? Got to start somewhere. But that's number one. Meantime, the SAVE Act, which Chip Roy has reintroduced, the SAVE Act, he reintroduced it January 3rd, 2025. It's the Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act. Now, here's what it does. This is a crazy bill. This is crazy. I mean, it's voter suppression. It's so bad. Of course, that's tongue in cheek, right? Like you got to take a joke. It's so bad. Here's what it does. Oh my God. Are you sitting down? This bill is so egregious. Chip Roy, oh my God, I can't believe you put this bill in. The bill requires individual to provide documentary proof of U.S. citizenship when registering to vote in federal elections. Oh my God, that is so egregious. When you register, you have to prove that you are a U.S. citizen. You can't just check a box. Oh my God. Now the bill requires these people it prohibits states from accepting and processing a voter registration application unless the applicant presents that proof. Now, of course, the House passed the bill 220 to 208. Yay! With unanimous Republican support and 4 Democrats voting for it. There's our 4 sane Democrats. Don't know who they are. Somebody look it up. They voted for it. Okay. Now it heads to the Senate. The supporters like us frame it as an election integrity measure. Critics argue it creates barriers to the ballot box and is discriminatory against who? Who is it discriminating against? Oh, illegals said I was supposed to vote anyway. Well, the Democrats can't vote for this. This is their base. Without them, they'll never win an election. They got to have the illegals. So the Republicans in the Senate could pass this with 50 votes, and J.D. Vance could break the tie. But no! Let's see if they can get 12 Democrats to vote for their own demise. This is the world we live in. Isn't it fun being here in the land of milk and honey? Now, just for you, because I have such a big heart, I'm going to open my lines up for phone calls. 888-480-JOHN, 888-480-5646. Oh, in the meantime, little tidbit of news from here in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Just to wet your whistle, murder rates are the lowest they've been in the last 3 months in the last 20 years. But It's just, happenstance. It's because we have National Guard walking around the city with big weapons. There's no crime. Isn't that amazing? You put the National Guard in the streets, and all of a sudden, poof, crime disappears like that. Unbelievable. Who ever dreamed this up? I have no idea. We could do this in, Chicago and Portland and Milwaukee and other cities. Atlanta, we could do it there, and we could solve all the crime problems. But no, we can't have that, because that's some kind of an infringement on the criminal's rights to basically kill you. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. I got to get a report on Madami. What the hell's Madami doing up there? The city's going bankrupt. He's giving away free bus rides. I mean, listen, that's why when the Democrats are saying, oh, we're going to win, we got Texas, this, that, Alabama, Atlanta, whatever it is, Georgia PSC, Virginia. Got 9 months, folks. You got 9 months. Just take a chill pill. We're going to be fine. The economy is going to boom, and we're in great shape. Chill out, right? We got a long way to go. We got a long road. Got a lot of rallies. By the way, bus tour next week in Iowa. Don't forget to vote in I got the first straw poll out in the nation. Just go to my Twitter handle, X at JF Radio Show, at JF Radio Show. It's pinned right there, and you can vote. It's ranked choice, so you can vote your first choice down to the bottom. 11 candidates on there, including Steve Bannon. And when we get about 5,000, we'll release the results. I think we got about 3,000 now. I heard 3,500 people have voted in it. So big cross section of people. So it's a Republican only. Democrats, who cares? Like, you could put communist 1, 2, 3, or 4 and rank those. They're all the same, right? But we should probably do one for that.